Hey everyone, so today I'm going to talk about a very unfortunate story which happens where I think and I suspect that my own friend's Telegram on WhatsApp got hacked. But before I also explain any further, it's just because recently I found out on Telegram that my account has also been compromised. Like there's two people who have my number and my account on two different devices, so it's like both of us have hackers. But the only reason why I said that it is my friend is because my other contacts didn't say that I sent them any word messages or anything like that. So it's like I for sure know that these hackers were the one targeting me and my friend. I met this guy from work, so it's like I just know that he has some kind of meaning to me, even though we both left the company. So then I realized the story is so hilarious, that it's so painstaking because of how you know it ended out. So to share with how this all started, it's because this guy, let's just name him K, and I just was puzzled because the last time where I was knowing him, it was from the workplace, but eventually I found out that I couldn't do my job, so eventually they terminated me, so I couldn't go to work anymore. And that last day I managed to have lunch with him and his friends there, and I told him on WhatsApp I wanted to be in touch with him, but yeah, it didn't work well because I eventually got blocked for some reason. Obviously, I was kind of maybe I did wonder why, but spontaneously I found out that he has Telegram. So then I left a message on him to see in his account, and at a point of time I already had to ask AI what should I type to him, but it wasn't more of feeling anxious to reach out. It's more I was I kind of don't know what happened and I don't know how to say but I didn't mention the blog. I just said on Telegram, hi, is everything okay? Because he didn't text me on WhatsApp, and unfortunately I didn't mention the blog, so I guess that's the missing detail. But eventually he replied me and he's saying hi, I you know the big picture was he was in this situation which he texted me about, where he told me that he got kicked out of his house and he's homeless, and it didn't work out with this guy which is supposedly his friend, and we should name him O, that's his initial. Then I was kind of surprised. I was you're gay, and he said he's bisexual, and all along I thought it was him. But mind you, after the whole story, and also to let you guys know from the beginning that my account and his account has been compromised. I think the hacker, which is the one I want to share with you about and what he texted me, he was the one behind my friend's account on Telegram. So yeah, then to continue the story, he's saying his heart is so pain. That's what he literally texted me, and I believed it. And he's saying I'm homeless, I don't have any where to stay. And this guy started to become very rude to me, saying he wants FWB, and it was weird because when I was at lunch, I literally told them I'm asexual, I'm a romantic, I don't do sex. I think it's obvious because ace means against these romance or sexual things. So then I was kind of after a while I was saying this is dumb because I already told them I don't do this, and he asked me for it, and I was obviously I said no. And when I stood my ground, he started to text me how he's not interested to date me, and was just emphasizing on FWB, and I don't know why I said like please don't leave me, but I text him that because I think it's just like if he, don't have like any reason why he cannot get FWB, he just says why would I want you. That's why he really literally texted me, which was very like annoying because like I know it's not him, and to further prove is like he would really like count down for me, like what hackers do. They just like say decide if he wants like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of countdown before he blocks me. And I was like, I think the reason why I say please don't leave me because he's acting really weird. And I was like, okay, I didn't say anything, but then I saw in like a millisecond he kind of blocked me for like a millisecond, like less than a second. Then he unblocked me on Telegram, and I was like, yeah, he was being so crazy and hilarious because yeah, I don't know why hackers do what they do, or like, you know I just, I'm so confused, why he would do such a stupid thing. But I think like after a while he kind of came back and he's like, yeah. So there comes the part where I asked him out because literally I was being like trustworthy of this guy. I really thought it's him, but after a while I realized it's really not him. My gut feeling, because I would always text him on WhatsApp when I was working with him. So yeah, I kind of like forgotten that I have never texted him on Telegram when I was with him in real life at that point of time at work. So I was like asked him out, and he just made me feel like he really liked me, because he would just say like BABE to me. And yeah, I didn't really know that like this was unlike him until now that I realized my devices were compromised and everything like that. But hey, this hacker could also be from his account, and I believe so. But yeah, this hacking situation has left me completely like paranoid, because even if I have a new SIM card on my old phone, like it still glitches. Like the really scary thing is, because I have a new like SIM card on my old phone, I saw like his like name, and his name didn't have an emoji, but suddenly after a while I saw it change to for his name to have an emoji behind, and I was so like scared. Basically I really need like a new like phone because I need to start all over anew, because I keep having glitches. Even if I played around like adding him to my another like contact phone, like I delete his like previous contact but then added the same number again, and it keeps glitching. Then I realized the Telegram is not linked to his WhatsApp, so it kind of confirms that it's someone pretending to be him. Literally on his Telegram it will write like his name. Yeah, so it's like awful, to be honest. And yeah, I'll tell you what I did about his account. So then after a while, because he knows I really want to meet him, he just says like, I want to see you. But like he turned it to like being like intimate stuff, like to go to his house at Punggol, because the story was like he got kicked out. But in reality I know he lived in Tampines because he told me about that. So yeah, then he was just being so cruel to me, like with all the sexual dirty things he wants to do with me. And I said like no. I think, and then he just kind of took advantage of me because he knows that I'm really interested to see him. But he just goes back to being himself, and like being like having really good and like bad intentions. Like he's okay that I can meet him, but I need to give him intimacy, which is like so off. Like it was so bad. And like nobody should ever go to a guy's house, especially if you're a girl, because usually it just means the guy will just want to take advantage of you. So it's like a really bad flag. But I think my logic went out the window, and yeah, I just really wanted to really meet him. because I really appreciated him as my friend, and even though he was just working with me, then again I also realized that I just kept like saying no. So then at a time where I really tried to, see him again, because I think I'm very repetitive in conversations. Like I would always say the same thing about what I want. So the time where I was at work and I saw like his messages on Telegram, it went to something of a wrong context because he texted me about like having like you know questions about my sister, which I also know that in real life I did mention my sister because I was telling him about NUS and how you know like how she used to study there. Then he asked me for the picture of my sisters, and I was like at work, and I think I had this also intuition or protection that time to like kind of like like be very apprehensive to match like, hey, this isn't really him, even though then I believed it was him, but I had this like apprehensive feeling. I don't ever feel like I'm very close to guys now, so I don't even like entertain him now that he's like behaving like in a very like bad way that he only wants like bad things, which I don't even want. So it's like I'm so like checked out. I'm like I'm done. Like even with normal people, like I'm very like having this emotions where I don't feel anything because I think I'm just very like wary, because I just feel like I'm not in a place in my life where I feel like everything is like okay, because I do see things that other people can see, like demons, ghosts, and yeah. So then he just said like that when I gave him my sister's pictures, he was just like saying like inappropriate things like mommy, and and like yeah. But at a point of time I felt really down, because I thought like, why is he talking about my sister? It's like, this is so weird, in a very like you know interesting way to him, where I'm so confused. Like I'm like, is this necessary, kind of thing. Like, I mean, he should ask about me, but then it's like ask my sisters, and I really genuinely believe it was him at the time, because like, yeah, I did mention my sister, but if I recall correctly, I gave him like both my sisters. So yeah, and then he really texted me this, I want all three of them, and that's really creepy because it's only two of them. Because in my mind I checked out, I'm like, no, you just can just go and talk about them, and I'm just here like, okay, you're not gonna ask me any questions or like show interest, and suddenly talk about other women. So yeah, then I was like thinking it's hilarious because I feel like I mean like he doesn't know I have two sisters, but he knows now, and it's like um then after that, because I was at work, and then like I wasn't really like fully concentrating on him, because like there's a lot of people around me, like even at the back when I don't need to do anything, and I was like so done. Then the next part is when he continued to say that I want to see you at my ex workplace, which is like the police pass office there, and then he just like asked me if I have any pics to send him, which was like so annoying. Then I just like got ignored, because the last text he said is like, I need to concentrate on my work, so I cannot like text you. He didn't say that he cannot text me, but it's like he is focusing on his work. So then I just went home, and I asked like, where exactly, because it's a roundabout to meet him. It's like, is it one bus stop or another bus stop? Then I didn't really get an answer at all. No text, no nothing. He ignored me. I called him or something, he ignored me. And I couldn't even make it that night. So it's like, I just left him there. And he didn't care. And then it was just like the next day that he saw my message that I couldn't make it last night because I was recovering from having a drug allergy and I had to take a lot of antihistamines. And then he's like, okay and stuff. But before this, there was also the drama where he texted me about him like fainting. And there's also another time where I really did ask him out again. So this is where he met me at that same police pass. And yeah, when I went there, he went to say after a while that he can't make it because he fainted. And yeah, and that reply only came like very late minutes after I arrived there. Supposedly I was supposed to meet him at 10. But yeah, but then he was also threatening me. He was saying like on text, this is what exactly he said: if I don't see you there at 10 p.m, we're not talking already. So then obviously because I cared about him, I just went to rush there. But that night he just didn't show, and he said like he fainted and stuff. And I remember me being there and kind of like looking around and like questioning. I don't hear any ambulance sirens or anything like that. Then I try to reason with myself and say like, oh, maybe because it happened like hours ago, but now he decided to tell me. So then I just went home, and then like after a while, even like a few days after he doesn't text me, he said like I just got discharged after like a few days, and then he has hit sorry. And it's like really funny because then he kind of like had like a breakdown and say like, oh, what happens if I die? What will you do? And he's like so weird. Then I said like, okay, I'll die with you, because I don't know what to say. Then I sent him the Lady Gaga song with Bruno Mars, like Die with a Smile. Then I was like, then just left there. And you guys can know what happened next. I basically asked him out again, and and this time the boundaries is like more like clear. Like I said, like after reflecting back, and when I talked to my friend, and my friend saying like he can't be with you in that way when he literally has a girlfriend. Like he even brought up in the first part of the text I ever had, which I forgot to share with all, but the first time he was saying like how like he texted and saying about his girlfriend at Disneyland, and all O and like B was there, which is his friends. And like it's just accurate in a way, like from the start this person knows everything about K. And like I'm just saying like it's really scary now that I'm connecting everything to someone who knows K and like pretending to be him under this account, which mind you, when I played around with like unadding him and adding him in another phone contact, his Telegram is not linked. So then like it obviously points it to not it being him. So yeah, then I was like, this person like made K out to be such a very crude person, like even mentioning the word like like slut era, and like making Kartik, sorry, that's his name, like a really like sexual person, when obviously I'm the wrong person to talk to if he ever try to prank me, or if it is his plan. But like yeah, it was really bad. And I don't generally think this was him, because every single time where I would leave a message, he would just leave me on red. And I mean, it also means that he doesn't want to see me, but also like there's times where like I would say like, so you want flowers, right? So you need to wait for it. And besides that, he'll just leave me on red. Like before, I would be apprehensive and don't like be so eager, because I had this intuition like, hey, like I don't want to be so like forward, and I still was realized that money and flowers cost like a lot, and I didn't have any like, you know, I didn't want to. So that was like my protection, like telling me. So then when he didn't like reply, I said, okay, I can buy you, but you need to wait for me. For the flowers. So give him, just leave me on red. Like anything concrete, leave me on red, leave me on red. But like, yeah, it was really bad, and yeah, it was also really like, definitely how like hackers would just block messages for between us. So since his account was like, compromised, because I feel like this text I went from me is exactly from him, right? I felt like it is his account at this point, because he doesn't like really type like that. He doesn't reply me at night, and he's not WhatsApp. So I was kind of like blind to the fact that it's not him. So thereafter just got like, I just put by this person behind the Telegram account, which literally has his name. So it's like, it's very bad for him, you know what I mean, if it's not really him. But yeah, then after that, I told him like, I stood my boundaries again about asking out, because I am very, very like goal oriented. Like, I'm very obsessed with goals. If I wanted to do something, even just a specific thing like asking someone out or buying something, even just thinking about something I really want, like I will want to go and get it, And he's like, deflected it back to me. Like I texted him saying like, I remember that you told me about your girlfriend, and I'm uncomfortable because you asked me for all these pictures where it's very crude and like sexual and everything like that. And I'm like, it's only fair if you really meet me like for real, like in real life. That not in that exact text to him, but it's like, like, I'm here like for real. Like, you should really stop playing around with me and like give me what I really need. Then he's like deflected back to himself. He texted me like hi, and then said like, deflected back to himself, like say like it was painful, like, and then he said help, which like HELPP, which he has never, like, I don't understand why he has to be this way. I never thought he would be this vulnerable. But hey, I can't be for sure anymore, and like I want to say like, I only learned one thing from this, is to only secure my Telegram and WhatsApp accounts, because clearly for me both of them were like compromised. I didn't set up like two-factor authentication, which I think everyone should, and like some paths where you really need to enter some security thing, so no hacker can get inside or nobody else can get access to your account. Like, I just don't understand, even if it's like someone close to you, because you will like, this person will just use your account and say anything that would like ruin your image. So I would even recommend sharing accounts with someone, because it's really hard to kind of know exactly what this person will say, and don't think it's even reasonable to do that. So yeah, it was all like really bad. And hey, I realized something about like, how I can see demons and stuff and ghosts. It's like, I can always know how a demon looks like in a person, but I never ever suspected that Kay would really like be like this. So I know it's for sure not him. But like, in like reality, because he insulted me and called me ugly through text, just because I didn't give him what he wanted, like, yeah, I know that really like opened a huge wound. Never mind him telling me about the pictures. Even if I shared vulnerable information, like he asked me like, do I have anybody before, and I said that something unpleasant happened between me and this guy that I shared with him, and this person behind the account took advantage and say, let's do it again. Like, he want to recreate that distressing thing with me or with another person, because he obviously always says we, which I don't know, there's probably like two hackers, or like his thinking is not right. But yeah, I think it's very distressing when you found out about like your account being hacked and that's not your true intention. So yeah, it's always important to be careful and like look after your account and even like lock your SIM card in your phone. I learned all of this like through like ChatGPT. If I didn't have ChatGPT, I would be so clueless, and probably this will continue on. Like, this weird messages from him, and like, luckily all my other contacts are okay, but this is like a targeted thing because only me and this guy is affected. And also, his account is probably also like being hacked because he doesn't text this way to me and he doesn't like threaten me at all in real life. Yeah. So it's important to kind of look out for your accounts, because I learned it like the slowest way and the harshest way also. So it's important to do that for Telegram and WhatsApp and Facebook and probably just everywhere. But to me, what really shook me is I never really suspected that the apps that I used to text would have people seeing what I type and, possibly my whole phone. So then I really hope everybody can stay safe and learn like the lesson about just hacking and how to really protect yourself from all these hackers.